The auction block hummed with alien voices, a cacophony of clicks, whistles, and guttural sounds that Ezra had learned to dread. He stood among 24 other humans, all captured from the colony ship Prometheus 3 months prior. His wrists bore the purple scars of neural restraints, and his eyes had long since lost their defiant spark. Lot 47, the auctioneer announced through a translation collar. Human male. Prime specimen. Excellent for heavy labor or domestic service. Ezra's jaw clenched. He'd watched 17 of his crewmates sold to various alien species, mining corporations, agricultural combines, even wealthy collectors who treated humans like exotic pets. The Galactic Consortium had laws against slavery, of course, but Earth wasn't a member. Technically, they were indentured labor. The bidding started at 5,000 credits. From the back of the auction hall, a figure moved through the crowd with quiet grace. She was Velkari, one of the enigmatic species from the Andromeda sector. Her skin shimmered like polished obsidian, and her 4 eyes, arranged in a diamond pattern on her elegant face, fixed on Ezra with unsettling intensity. A widow's sash, iridescent and solemn, draped across her angular shoulders. 50,000 credits, she said, her voice cutting through the murmuring crowd like a blade. The auction hall fell silent. Even the auctioneer's mandibles clicked in surprise. 50,000? He repeated. Does the Honorable Lady Shivara understand the bid? I understand perfectly, Shivara replied, moving closer to the platform. And I will pay double if anyone contests my claim. No one dared. 50,000 credits was already 10 times the expected price for human labor. Within moments, the transaction was complete, and Ezra found himself following the mysterious alien widow through the winding corridors of Station Kepler 9, Shivara's ship. The eternal dusk was unlike anything Ezra had expected. Where most alien vessels favored sterile functionality, hers was filled with warmth, soft lighting, flowing fabrics, and to his absolute shock, a small grove of earth plants growing in a hydroponics bay. Tomatoes, he whispered, touching the leaves with trembling fingers. And basil. How did you... I visited Earth once, Shivara said softly, watching him from the doorway. 23 years ago, when your world was just beginning to reach for the stars. It was the most beautiful place I had ever seen. Ezra turned to face her, confusion and suspicion warring in his chest. Why did you buy me? What do you want? Shivara's 4 eyes blinked in a sequence that he would later learn meant sadness. My husband Tolvan died 2 solar cycles ago. Before his death, he made me promise something. He asked me to save at least 1 human from the auction blocks. He believed your species deserved better than what the consortium has allowed. Your husband cared about humans? He cared about Earth, Shivara corrected gently. We spent our bonding year on your world. We walked through forests in a place called Oregon. We tasted food at markets in Morocco. We listened to musicians in Vienna. Tolvan said that Earth taught him what it meant to truly live, not just exist. She moved to a viewport where the stars stretched endlessly. When we learned that Earth had been denied consortium membership, that your people were being classified as unprotected species, it broke something in him. He spent his final years trying to change the laws, but the old powers in the consortium are slow to move. Ezra felt something shift in his chest. So you bought me out of obligation? I bought you because my husband was right, Shivara said, meeting his gaze. Humanity has something the rest of the galaxy has forgotten. Hope, joy. The ability to find beauty in small moments. These are not weaknesses, despite what the consortium believes. They are strengths. The weeks that followed were strange and transformative. Shivara never treated Ezra as property. She gave him his own quarters, freedom to move about the ship, and most importantly, she listened. She asked him about Earth, about rain and seasons, about music and laughter, about the 1,000 small things that made being human extraordinary. In return, Ezra learned about the galaxy. Shivara taught him about the Velkari philosophy of eternal moments, the belief that life was not measured in duration, but in depth of experience. She showed him alien worlds, but always through the lens of comparison to Earth's wonders. Your planet has something we call Saveth in my language, she explained one evening as they shared a meal. It means the soul that sings. Most worlds are simply alive. Earth is alive. Ezra had prepared the meal himself, a simple pasta with the tomatoes and basil from the ship's garden. Shivara had never tasted Earth food prepared by human hands, and when she took the first bite, all 4 eyes widened. This she whispered. "This is why Tolvan loved your world. You create beauty even in survival. You make art from necessity." Over time, their relationship deepened. Ezra found himself no longer thinking of escape but of purpose. Shivara was working behind the scenes, using her considerable influence as a widow of one of the consortium's decorated diplomats to build a case for Earth's protected status. "I need humans to help me," she admitted one night. "Not as servants, but as ambassadors. The consortium needs to see what you are, not through our eyes, but through your own." "What about the others?" Ezra asked. "The humans still in slavery?" "That is precisely why I need you," Shivara said, her voice fierce. "We will free them all. Every single one. But first we must change the law, and to do that the galaxy must fall in love with Earth the way Tolvan did, the way I am learning to." 6 months later, Ezra stood before the Galactic Consortium Council alongside Shivara. He had found and freed Grace, a botanist from the Prometheus, who brought samples of Earth's biodiversity. Together they presented not a plea for mercy but an offering, a glimpse into human culture, creativity, and resilience. Grace spoke of Earth's ecosystems. Ezra shared Earth's music, art, and stories. And Shivara, the stunning alien widow, spoke of love, the love her husband had found on a small blue planet, and the love she had discovered for its people. The vote was close, but it passed. Earth was granted protected status. The human indentured servants were freed and compensated. And a new chapter began, one where humanity would join the galaxy not as victims, but as teachers of something the stars had nearly forgotten. As they left the council chambers, Shivara placed a gentle hand on Ezra's shoulder. "Tolvan would have been proud," she said softly. Ezra smiled, thinking of tomato plants growing in an alien ship, of a widow who honored her husband's memory by choosing hope over grief. "I think he'd be proud of you too." And somewhere in the vastness of space, a small ship called Eternal Dusk carried within it the seeds of Earth's future, and the undying love for earthly things that would change the galaxy forever. The end.